Welcome everybody. So today I want to talk about color. So color is the visible spectrum of light. And there's lots of different things that we're going to talk about with color. So highlight as we go, and then draw the pictures as we go as well. You'll need some colored pencils and a highlighter. So primary colors are colors like they're yellow, red, and blue, and those cannot be mixed. You either have them or you don't. So the hues red, yellow, and blue. So hue just means the name of a color. So all other colors are mixed from these, but they cannot be mixed. You either have them or you don't. Okay, so highlight, and then you're going to add in the primary colors over here. So you want to make sure you add in a red, yellow, and a blue. Now for blue, I don't care if you use light blue or dark blue, as long as we can tell that you can tell what the primary colors are. So secondary colors are colors produced by mixing equal amounts of any two primary colors. So on a color wheel, the primary colors, we've got the yellow, red, and blue. So if you mix yellow and red together, you get orange. If you mix red and blue together, you get purple. And if you mix yellow and blue together, you get green. Okay. So colors produced by mixing equal amounts of any two primary colors. So then go ahead and add over in the side. Again, I don't mind if it's the dark or light version of green, but go ahead and add in green and orange and purple. Now, if you have time and you want to make these some fabulous pictures, that would be amazing. Okay, so tertiary colors. So tertiary colors are colors produced by mixing equal amounts of a primary with an adjacent secondary color. So what that means is a tertiary color, because primary means one, secondary, that means two. Tertiary, just like triangle, tertiary, that kind of stuff, means three. So if you take a primary like yellow and you mix it with a secondary that's right next to it, that's what adjacent means. That's right next to it. So like orange is a secondary that's next to yellow, and you mix those two together, you're going to get yellow orange. And like it says, tertiaries are always labeled primary first, such as red, orange, yellow, orange, blue, purple. So here's a list of the tertiary colors. Now, to actually do a tertiary color over here, you have to mix. So if you are going to do a tertiary color and you're going to mix with these Prismacolor pencils, do your lightest color first, and then layer the next color over the top. And I'm going to put the straight colors with no mixing next to it so you can really see the difference. Okay. Oh, I kind of squished it in there. That's okay. But you can see that this tertiary color, the yellow orange, is really in between. It's genuinely a mix. Now, if you got it a little bit, like you need to mix a little more, you can always layer and go back and forth between the two colors to really build up a saturation of color, and that's okay. So now we got to talk about color schemes. So the first color scheme we're going to look at is warm colors. So warm colors are hues, or that means color names, hues that range from yellow to red, violet, okay? So anything that's got yellow, orange, and red in it, and what it does in an artwork is it comes forward in an artwork. So if you draw a picture with warm colors and then cool colors, the warm colors are going to stand up and look like they're in front of the cool colors. So they also can create a feeling of warmth or excitement. So over here, now this little example, it does have a little bit of green in it, but that's because this is the yellow green. So it's got lots of yellow in it, and you'll be able to kind of see the difference when we look at the cool colors. So like this green right here has a lot of blue in it, and this green right here has a lot of yellow in it. And that's what really makes the difference. So for warm colors, I'm going to use all three of my colors, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a flame. So I'm going to kind of start with my color here. I'm going to have my yellow. I'm going to fill it in real solid. I'm going to add my orange next. I'm going to fill it in real solid. Now, if you would like to take a little bit more time on these and make them extra fabulous, that is always acceptable. But I really want to see that you grasp the concepts. That's the important part. So now I'm going to add in my red. Now, if I colored the background of this blue, this orange and yellow and red would stand out, right? Okay, so I've got my warm colors. There they go. So flip to your next page, and we've got color continued. It's still the visible spectrum of light, and we're going to move on to cool colors. So cool colors are just the opposite of warm colors. So they're the hues that range from yellow, green to violet. Oh, you caught me in a mistake. So it says right here, the hues that range from yellow, green to violet. That is not true. It's blue, green. Blue, green to violet. So go ahead and add that in. Make sure that you fix it up because I typed it in wrong. So green, blue, and purple, violet. So generally recede into the background and can create a feeling of calm or coolness. So a lot of times I think about like a waterfall or something flowy. Okay, so over here on the side, you are going to add in some blues and greens and purples. So for me, I'm just going to add in a little flowy, I don't know, this kind of looks like toothpaste to me. But go ahead and add something in that uses those three colors. Now, like I said, if you want to draw something fabulous, draw something fabulous. Whee! All right, so cool colors complete. Okay, so up next, we've got complementary colors. So here's complementary colors. So these are colors across from each other on the color wheel. They make each other stand out and can create a feeling of excitement or importance. So like here's a color scheme right here. So it has to be across on the color wheel. So purple and yellow, red and green, blue and orange. I mean, you could go for one of these colors and go in between. As long as it's across from each other, that's really going to make stuff stand out. So if I start with some yellow dots, they can be kind of hard to see on the screen. But if I take purple and I ring around those dots and make purple the background, all of a sudden these yellow dots start to stand out a little bit more. It's easier to see these yellow dots with the purple background because it makes it stand out. A little bit of that is a value contrast, but even if I did a light purple, if I added a little bit of white right here, even a light purple, so the value contrast isn't as much, it's still, since it's purple and yellow and they're complementary, it still makes it stand out more. The next one, analogous. That's how you say this one, analogous. So colors that share a color and are next to each other on the color wheel. So blended together can create a feeling of calm. So it's anything that's right next to each other on the color wheel. So this example is green, yellow, and orange because they share a color, they share yellow, right? So if I put yellow right there and green next to it and then orange next to it, they go really nicely together, okay? And then the very last one, monochromatic. So monochromatic, mono means one, chromatic means color. So of only one color, a monochromatic painting uses a single hue plus black or white mixed in, okay? So the use of lights and darks create contrast in the work, in the artwork. So this would be an example of a monochromatic scale, okay? So it's not just take your blue, take your white, and take your black and sit them next to each other. That's not what we're talking about, okay? So what we're talking about is creating a scale or stuff in the composition where the white and the black are mixed in with the blue. So you might have some blue that's on its own, and then next to it, you have some white that's mixed in to create a lighter blue. And then you might have some plain white on the side, but you have this white mixed with the main color. And then the opposite is true too. So like the black, and you might have some black on your own, but the black mixed with the color. Now, black is super strong. So a lot of times when you're mixing the colors, you put a little bit of the color down first and then just lightly color with the black colored pencil and then cover over it with the blue again, and that'll blend it. So this right here is a monochromatic scale. This up here is not. All right, so now that you got some color stuff going, thanks everybody. Have the best day you can.